What if I told you you're already exhausted from a job you haven't even started yet? You feel drained, mentally cluttered, like you've run a marathon in your head, but your feet haven't even touched the starting line. And you're not alone, because this isn't just you, this is your entire generation. Gen Z is burnt out before they've even entered the workforce. But why? Let's break it down. Reason 1, too many choices, not enough clarity. You were told you had infinite options, that you could be anything, do anything, live anywhere, work remotely, travel the world, chase your passion, start a side hustle, build a brand, create content, go viral, be your own boss. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the problem with unlimited choices. It doesn't create freedom. It creates paralysis. When everything is possible, nothing feels right. You're stuck trying to find the perfect path, so you never take a step. And when you don't move, you start to feel behind. You scroll and see others doing it. You compare and wonder what you're missing. You question yourself, even though the game hasn't even started for you yet. That pressure, that quiet panic, it drains your mental battery before it even has a chance to charge. Reason 2, you grew up in hustle culture. Here's the truth no one tells you. You were born into burnout culture, not just raised in it, saturated by it. From age 13, you watched kids make 6 figures on YouTube. You saw 20-year-olds with Lambos selling you freedom courses. You got sold the dream of success, packaged as grind. Wake up at 5 a.m., cold shower, side hustle, learn to code, monetize every minute. So, you started hustling before you even had a job, posting, editing, selling, branding, trying to build something before you even figured out who you are. And now, you're tired because you were running someone else's race, on someone else's timeline, with someone else's voice in your head. That's not ambition. That's anxiety, wearing a productivity mask. Reason 3, your brain is overstimulated all the time. Every day you're bombarded with inputs, messages, notifications, news, opinions, likes, reposts, texts, algorithms. You wake up to noise and fall asleep to it too. Your mind is never quiet. You've got 20 tabs open in your browser and your brain, and somehow none of them ever get finished. You're constantly stimulated but rarely satisfied. You know what that does to your focus, to your nervous system, to your energy. It shatters your attention into fragments, so even when you want to work, you can't hold on to anything long enough to start. Your burnout isn't just emotional, it's neurological. You're exhausted because your brain never gets a break. Reason 4, you're more connected than ever and still lonely. Let's talk about loneliness, because it's one of the biggest silent killers of your energy. Gen Z is the most digitally connected generation in history, and somehow also the loneliest. You've got group chats, DMs, TikTok threads, virtual hangouts, but no one really knows how you're doing. You've got followers, but few people you feel safe opening up to. You see other people's highlight reels while hiding your low points. You fake confidence while battling imposter syndrome. And the worst part, you feel like you're supposed to have it together. That pressure to perform, even emotionally, it's crushing. We weren't built to carry everything alone. And when connection is shallow, your soul starts to starve. Burnout doesn't always come from doing too much. Sometimes it comes from feeling too little. Reason 5, you're searching for purpose in a world that feels pointless. Here's what most people don't understand. Burnout isn't just about being busy. It's about feeling disconnected from why you're doing any of it. And Gen Z is entering adulthood in a world where nothing feels stable. College degrees don't guarantee jobs, careers don't promise fulfillment, the economy's a mess, the planet's on fire, and trust in institutions, non-existent. So what do? You question everything. And while that kind of thinking is powerful, it can also paralyze you if you're not grounded in something deeper. If you don't feel like your work matters, if you don't believe your life has direction, then even small tasks feel pointless. And that sense of purposelessness, it's one of the heaviest weights you can carry. Not physically, but spiritually. So now, let's step back, because this isn't just about Gen Z. This is about a system that raised a generation to be anxious, then blamed them for not being motivated. It's about a culture that overstimulated your brain, then criticized you for not focusing. It's about a society that told you to chase your dreams, then punished you for not fitting in a box. But here's the part no one's saying out loud. You are not broken. You are responding to a broken world with sensitivity and awareness. That's not weakness. That's intelligence. Because while others are still sleepwalking through the motions, you're wide awake, even if it hurts. Now here's what you do with that. You don't numb out, you don't shrink, and you sure as hell don't accept this as your baseline. You reclaim your energy by getting intentional. That means less input, more reflection, less comparison, more creation, less performing, more being. Build structure even when you feel chaotic. Create boundaries even when it feels awkward. Say no to what drains you. Even if it looks cool, you don't need to do more. You need to do what matters. Focus on depth over dopamine, movement over perfection, real connection over virtual validation. Because if you build your life around what grounds you, not what impresses them, that's how you stay strong. That's how you get your fire back. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not weak. You are exhausted from living in overdrive, trying to survive a system that was never built for your soul. But now, you know. And that knowledge, that's your first breath of air after drowning. Now it's time to reset, to recharge, to rise. Because your story isn't about burnout. It's about the comeback that follows. And you're just getting started.